You're still watching the RTV News. Dominique Alonga, your guest anchor tonight on the international scene. Burkina Faso's military leader says that the nation will only return to what he called constitutional order when conditions are right. Paul-Henri Sandiago Damiba addressed the nation for the first time since Monday's military coup. He called on the people to take up the fight against armed groups linked to Al-Qaeda and ISIS.
Indeed, you're still watching RTV News now. Joining me on set, like I told you earlier, is Dominique Alonga, a multi-talented Rwandan social entrepreneur. She's a storyteller. She's the CEO of the Imagine We, a social enterprise that publishes original books by original authors here in Rwanda. And now she joins me right here on set to talk about a couple of her new books, and one that actually, you know, the headline, rather the title, they called it, that captivated me. It sort of, you know, evoked a few thoughts in my mind before even reading it. Many thanks for finding time to speak to us.
Thank you so much for having me.
Thank you for allowing to sit in my seat and experience it.
It was quite an experience.
I know. Yeah. So, Dominique, very, very much happy that you are joining us. You recently launched this book. It's been quite viral on social media. This is the book we're talking about. And so, The Silent Voices Sang. Now, this lady here, she has, you know, published a couple of books, especially for the young kids, and now she's moving beyond that. If you could tell us, first of all, it must be a very happy new year for you.
Happy New Year to you too.
It's a happy new year for you already.
Yes. Oh, January has been quite overwhelming. You know, we released Taste of Kigali, which was very exciting.
This one?
Yes.
This is the book she's referring to, Taste of Kigali.
Yes. So Taste of Kigali, for those watching, is a collection of all the different restaurants in Kigali donated or gave us one of their successful recipes for us to feature in here. So, you know, you can cook at home for your wife and, you know, try different cuisines. So we have featured about 73 restaurants. Wow. And so it was very exciting to collaborate with a local restaurant, especially since, you know, COVID hit them quite hard. Yeah.
Do you have some chicken wings in here?
Yes, absolutely.
They're my favorites.
And we have sambaza.
Oh, really?
And isombe.
Isombe?
Yeah, absolutely.
Uvugari?
Yes, of course, of course. We are
this is the
Rwandans.
book. Yeah. If you're, do they call them cook enthusiasts?
Yeah, cook enthusiasts, yes, absolutely.
This is the book that you need to buy from Imagine We. Where can we find this one?
In most bookstores in Rwanda, and actually a few restaurants. So your favorite restaurant in Kigali should be having these books.
I need to see inside. I need to show you some pieces of what is inside this book.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, we don't know why sambaza is, so you will not be able to see it. But if you buy the book, you surely find some of these details in this book. Now, let's talk about this anthology, as you call it.
Yes.
And so the Silent Voices Sang. First of all, about the title.
Yes. So my inspiration has been, as a writer, I'm still definitely growing, to feature voices of the underdog, the people who are rarely talked about, or, you know, so some of the stories here feature the perspective of a maid. You know, how does she come from an innocent village girl who comes from the village and gets to Kigali to a point where she's very comfortable stealing. You know, it's a mental shift that doesn't happen overnight. And it's really good to highlight how we treat people and how it can affect them. And some of the other stories are, you know, obviously I have to write my attempt at a love story. And one of them is a perpetrator's child who falls in love with a child of a victim of the 1994 genocide in Rwanda, the type of conversations that they have, the fears that they have, and also, you know, the just remembering. So they're both kind of trying to fit into this world, but one feels like a monster and the other one feels like a victim. So how does that love come together?
Very deep.
Yeah. I tried. I'm definitely trying to open up these conversations with Rwandans, and I really hope that people like it, and we start these conversations in our homes, in our schools, with our friends. Yeah.
So I understand, I mean, you said there are 4 stories in this.
Yes, there are 4 stories.
Very small book. How many pages? 216
yeah.
pages. Surely 4 stories, 216 pages. This is worth your money. We'll probably talk about the money later. But let's talk about, I understand you have passion to change the reading culture among children and youth in Rwanda.
Yes.
How is that going?
It's actually going really good.
Yeah.
I'm very encouraged because if it wasn't going up, we would have closed during COVID, right? And I think we are one of the few companies that have seen an absolute growth during COVID, maybe because people were in lockdown and they were, by themselves at home and they wanted to entertain their children. So we launched customized books. So we have children who are the main characters of their books. And one of the growths that we have, so you, Athan Tashobia, your parents sends us your name, we make a book for Athan Tashobia. And we moved from producing them in 3 days to 3 hours. Wow. In COVID. And that was absolutely one of the things that I think it was a really big growth for us. And Rwandans are currently about 75% of our customers. Before COVID, it was the opposite, where tourists or immigrants, Kenyans, Ugandans, and obviously the West were our first customers, but it took a huge shift during COVID, and we're very happy because parents are really coming together here. Yeah. So
I see you have a piece of, how do you call this?
These are puzzles.
For kids?
Yes.
And this is one of her work.
Yes.
I see a Kagera behind it. So imagine you are doing amazing things.
We're really grateful.
What pushes you through, the setbacks? I know it's not, let's be honest, the reading culture here is not up there yet.
Yes.
So what keeps you moving every other day?
I think it's important to have one day a week where you go home and cry to your mom. But on the other days, being very creative, making sure that you follow the trends. Yeah. Part of my team and I have the most absolutely awesome team. They work very hard, but they're also creative. Every day we come up with new ways to reach our audience. So one of the reason why puzzles came out, we used to have a lot of illustrators, and some of the illustrations would be kept in our computers. And we decided, let's recycle them into puzzles. So it's really about being creative and staying on top of things in Rwanda. Yeah.
Nikki, I know we don't have much time, so I will want to ask, what should we expect going forward from you in 2022? It's already an exciting year.
It's a very exciting.
If you can tell us as we wind up, please.
Yes, I think the expectation here is to move more digitally. We hope to be launching a digital reading app, kind of like Kindle, Amazon, but for Rwandans and African readers to publish and sell their books as quickly as possible using avenues like Momo and Airtel Money. So we're also hoping that, we will go into the augmented reality space, which a lot of people are excited about. So we're very excited to be serving the Rwandan population, but also Africa as well.
Can I buy this book?
Yes, I would love to sign it for you on air so that people can see. Yes.
You have this.
All right. I hope
How
you
much
enjoy
is
it. It's 13,000 Rwandan francs.
Rwandan francs.
Yes.
It's everywhere.
It's everywhere. Ikirezi, Charisma, all the bookstores, and a few coffee shops. Yeah.
We can find it.
You can find it. All right.
She's signing it for me, and we sign out from there. Me and my guest anchor, Dominique Alonga, we want to thank you so much for finding time to tune in to RwandaTV News, and of course, joining me with my guest anchor here. And of course, on behalf of the entire news production team, many thanks for your company tonight. Until next time, I'm Athan Tashobia.